Hey, good morning, students. In this video, we are going to study next few static characteristics of sensor. In the last video, we have studied three different static characteristics of a sensor with its definition and all. So the first static characteristics is accuracy, and second is a precision, and third is a sensitivity, wherein we understood that what is the basic difference between accuracy and precision with an example, and what is the sensitivity, isn't it? So let's move for the next static characteristics of a sensor. And the next static characteristics of sensor is linearity. This linearity measures the quality of a sensor. So based on the linearity, we can say whether the sensor is of having a good quality or it has no quality, right? So how to identify this? Linearity is the ratio of maximum deviation from actual characteristic curve to fitting straight line in the full range to the output value of the full range. If for a change in input, output change is the same, then the measure is sorry, if the input change and output change both are same, then the measure is said to be a linear, right? And if the measure is linear, then the sensor is said to be of good quality. The classification of this linearity is done based on the following points, and we are not going to much detail of these classifications. So the first point of classification of a linearity is endpoint or terminal linearity. Second is independent linearity, which doesn't depend upon other. Theoretical linearity and least square linearity. So this is all about linearity, a small description of linearity and its classification. The next static characteristic of sensor is a repeatability. The word itself explains this static characteristic of a sensor. It's an ability of a sensor to reproduce, to regenerate a group of measurements of same input under same operating conditions. This is called as a repeatability. It shows the performance of a sensor. So depending upon the repeatability, we can judge the performance of the sensor. And sensors are required for safety, we know that, and therefore sensors must be reliable, isn't it? Next static characteristic of a sensor is reproducibility. This reproducibility is a degree of closeness with which a given value may be repeatedly measured. It's called as a reproducibility. If the output of the measurement remains the same, then no matter who and how many times the same measurement is performing, and this is called as the reproducibility. It is an ability to perform an assigned function for a specific period of time. Both terms reproducibility and repeatability describes the spread of output reading for the same input, but the spread is known as a repeatability if the measurement conditions are constant, and is known as a reproducibility if the measurement conditions are varying, right? This is difference between reproducibility and repeatability, right? If the measurement conditions are same, not changing, then that is called as repeatability, and if there is a variation between the measurement conditions, then that is called as reproducibility. The next static characteristics of a sensor is a resolution, and this resolution is the list count of a sensor, and we are very well aware of this list count and resolutions, so I need not to spend more time on this resolution. It is the minimum change or smallest increment in the measured value that can be detected with the certainty by the sensor. This resolution is the number of parts that the output or displayed reading from the sensor can be broken down into without any stability in the signal or reading, isn't it? For example, the mercury thermometer has a resolution of 1 degree Celsius, but the digital thermometer has a resolution of 0.1 degree Celsius. So this is about the one more static characteristics of a sensor, that is a resolution. The next one is the threshold. Just by reading the names and characteristics, you can easily understand these characteristics. Next is the threshold. What is this threshold? It's a minimum value which defines the threshold of the sensor, right? Threshold is defined as the range of different input minimum values over which there is no change in output value. It is also known as the dead space or dead band or dead zone, right? Within this zone or within this range or within this band, the sensor does not show any change in output values. So this is called as a threshold of the sensor. Let's move on the next static characteristics of the sensor, that is drift. And drift is the duration for which there is no output even if input is applied to the sensor. So even though you are giving some input to it, it does not show any output. That's called as a drift. It's like a drift velocity. So this is the static characteristics of sensor. Whenever you are giving some input, it does not show any output. That's called as a drift. And it is the variation in the output of an instrument, that is sensor, from the desired value for a given input due to charge in the sensitivity and interfacing input like temperature, component instabilities, etc. Right? So let's go for the next one. Stability of the sensor. This stability of a sensor gives the performance of a sensor. It is an ability of a sensor to retain its performance throughout the specific operating life. If stability is good, then performance of the sensor is better. And if the stability is poor, then the performance of the sensor is not satisfactory, or it is not said to be a better. So next, 11th static characteristic of a sensor is tolerance, and this tolerance is closely related to accuracy. The maximum allowable error in the measurement is supplied in terms of some value, and that value is called as a tolerance. And this tolerance, we have used while calculating the resistance of the resistors. So you are well aware with the tolerance. And this is the maximum deviation of manufactured component from some specified value which is mentioned on the component. For example, if a project required the pipe of 12.2 meter length, then the specified tolerance from that value may be plus minus 100 millimeter. Next example is of resistor. Resistor has a tolerance plus minus 5%. What it means? Its resistance may vary plus minus 5% from its actual value. That's called as a tolerance, right? If it exceeds that particular value, then that component breaks down, right? So this is called as the tolerance of the sensor. So it's like the resistor only. Next static characteristics of the sensor is a range or span, and this range or span of a sensor is the maximum and minimum value that can be measured by the sensor. This is quite simple, like any other range of any other instrument. It has a particular minimum and higher range. So likewise, this sensor range or span means it's the minimum and maximum value that can be measured by using the sensor. Range of the sensor is mostly from 0 to the full scale value. For example, the voltage is 10 to 30 volt, then range is set to be 10 volt to 30 volt, and the span is set to 20 volt because it's ranging from 10 to 30. So 30 minus 10 is a 20, so the span is a 20 volt. So span is the difference between two scales, 20 and 10, or you can say span is the difference between full scale and low scale value. Full scale, that means highest, full scale and low scale value, right? So this is about range and span. Now let us study the last static characteristic of a sensor, that is called as hysteresis. And even this hysteresis we have studied in the magnetism. It is the characteristics of a sensor, and it is difference between two separate measurements taken at same point. First is taken during the series of increasing measurement values, and the other during the series of decreasing measurement values. For example, when the pressure sensor measures a pressure from low pressure to high pressure, then it will give different output than when it measures from high pressure to low pressure. This is called as hysteresis. This is also quite similar to hysteresis loop of magnetism, right, or magnetic materials. So this is all about the all different static characteristics of sensor, and in the next video we will study the dynamic characteristics of a sensor. Hope you understood all the 13 different static characteristics of a sensor. Thank you.